Welcome guys to another pure knowledge video. In this video, we'll be looking at mental ability PEP for grade 6. But this video will be looking at the mathematical side of the mental ability PEP paper, right? So we're gonna get straight into it. So item 21. So normally the first half is what we'll have done before in another video. All right. And if you haven't watched that video, please to go and watch it. All right. Where we spoke more about the general knowledge side of the paper. But now we're going to look at the mathematical side of the paper. So let's get going. So 21 says examine the pattern below. So we have figure 1, figure 2, figure 3, figure 4. It says how many rectangles would be in figure 5? So again, guys, we have to establish the pattern. I remember, guys, we said that in order to prepare using these videos, right, you would pause the video, work it out for yourself, and then see if the answer you got was indeed correct. If it wasn't correct, then you will learn from the mistakes that you would have made. All right, so let's get going. So again, pattern is very important. So we work it out like this. So figure 1 is one rectangle. Figure 2, we say an addition. So we say two rectangles at the bottom and one is at the top. So that's three rectangles, right? Then now we see that they keep on adding one. So they add one more, making it three rectangle. And they add one to the top here. We make it two rectangle and one at the top. Right? Then now we can see they're adding another one and another level again. So they keep adding one to each level and make a new level. All right. So we see they add one more. So this was three. Now it becomes four. So let's put that there. So this is two. And it becomes and one makes three. Then this becomes three. Then this becomes two. Then one. And then this becomes four, this becomes three, this becomes two, and then one. So with the same pattern, we're going to do it for figure 5. So then the base will become 5, that will become 4, right? Then this will become 3, this will become 2, and then we're going to add 1, because we see they keep on adding 1. So we're going to count that. 4 and 5, 9, right? And 9 and 3, 12. And 12 and 3, 15. So it will be 15 right here. So the answer would be C. Next, we say a picture is taken of a parking lot. The numbers in the parking space follow a particular pattern. Use the picture shown below to answer item 22. So again, guys, we're going to check the pattern. All right. So we're going to see the relationship. So this number, so you have the first parking lot is 2, then we don't know this number. Then this is 11, this is 23, this is 47. All right. So we're going to look at the difference between, and let's see what we have here. So what's the difference between 47 and 23? We know we can just put that here. Now we can work it. So that's 4, 3 from 7, 4, that's 24. This is 24. Then we say 11 from 23 would be, and we can work it the same way. All right, but in this case, I'm just going to work it from my head. So this one would be 12. All right. So right away now, we see what's the pattern between 12 and 24. We see 12, when 12 is doubled, we get 24. So that's a pattern. All right. So we're gonna double. So what and what double to make 12? And the answer would be 6. And we see that we can go half of each number, right? So half of 24 is 12, half of 12 is 6, then half of 12, half of 6 would be 3. And when you double 3, you get 6. So we see the pattern right there. So which number now would we take away from 11 to get 6? And that answer would be 5. And then we say what number do we take away from to get 3? And it's also 5. So we see where 5 would have been the number there. So you see, guys, not difficult at all, right? So we establish the patterns and then we find the number that will keep the pattern and make it true. All right? Excellent. I know these can be tricky, guys, but just be calm. Look for your patterns and you'll be fine. Next question says, examine the table below. Right? There's a relationship between each number in row 1 and its corresponding number in row 2. So we see row 1, we see 3, 6, 4, 2, 7. What's the relationship right here? So we're going to say, and we're going to look at it. 3 and 9, 6 and 18. What's the relationship here? We think that it's based on the 3 threes is 9. So right away, we're going to say that every number here is times 3. Let's check it. 3 threes is 9. 3 6 is what? 18. So let's take your time and look for your patterns, right? 4 threes is 12 and 2 threes is 6. So that means 3 times 7 would be 21. So your answer here, guys, would be 21. All right? Excellent. If you haven't got it, ensure that you look for your pattern, guys. Analyze. Remember, it's mental ability. It's all about reasoning, all right? Next one says, which bar graph represents the information in the picture below? Now, these are they were photocopied light. So it says, which bar graph represents the information below? So let's look at the bar graph. The information below, we see that there's a smiley face, heart. This looks like a moon. Okay, so smiley face, heart, and moon. And these are bar graph. And these bar graph, 1, 2, 3, they seem like they're showing how much of each is there. So let's make a count and see. So we have how much smiley face? 1, 2. We have 2 smiley face. Smiley face. And then we have how much heart? 1, 2, 3 hearts. And we can't draw it, you know? Come on, guys. I can't draw. That's like an orange. And then we have moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 moon shape. You know, me can't draw. So, let me remember this. Looks like. So we're looking for 2 smiley face, 3 hearts, and 5 moon shape. So this says how many moon shape? 5 moon shape is correct. 2 smiley face and 3 hearts. So I don't think we have to look anywhere further because this would have answered our question. All right, so the answer for 24, for item 24 is A. Excellent stuff, guys. Let's move on. The diagram below shows a model of a whole number. Each each of these diagram, right? Each of these squares, they're looking like squares. Each of these squares are blocked in the model as a value of 1. So all of them have a value of 1. Use the model and the information given to answer item 25. Now, this look mighty complicated. This look very complicated. But remember, guys, when things look complicated, we're just going to break it down. So it says all of this have 1. All right? So let's look. So we're going to say this is 1. So we say it's everybody have a 1. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 10 of these, and that means this will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So each of these, if 10 across, they're going to count it down. So that means one of these here would be 100. And how much of these we have? We have one of them, two of them. So let's count. Let's change up this. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, and we have 5 of them. So 100 is 500. So we have 500, all right? And then now we have 500, and then we have to count. These are the ones here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 25 here. So 500 plus 25 would give you 525. So you see, guys, look how it look difficult and it's so easy. All right, moving on to question 26. Jamie's clues about his mystery number are given. Use them to answer item 26. So Jamie's clues are the first digit is less than the second. The third digit is double the second digit, and the third digit is 8. So the third digit is 8. So what is Jamie's 3-digit mystery? So the third digit is 8. We know that. And then the third digit is double the second digit. So that means the second digit have to be doubled to get 8. All right, so the 8 is a fact. Sorry, wrong thing here. So the 8 is a fact. And to get 8, you have to double. So what and what double to get 8? Because the third digit is double the second digit. So the second digit have to be double to get 8. So which number is double to get 8? 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. All right? And this is, so right away we know that this is B. Because B is the only second. No, I lie. We have a 4 here. So it's either between B and D. Then it says the first digit is 1 less than the second digit. So 1 less than 4 will be 3. So that means the answer right there is 348. Because 1 less than 4 is 3. Nice. Let's move on. Which dot represents a fraction 1/5 on the number line? So remember, fraction is less than 1. So we have to look at, on the number line, it says 1/5. So we have to look at the number line to see which one of these is less than 1. So this is less than 1. This is 1, so it's out of it. And this is 5, it's out of it. But it says 1/5. So remember that we'll be dividing this up. So if we divide this up in 5, 1, 2, 3, it will be around here. So remember we are estimating. So A would be is the most correct answer here, because we can see where this one will be about 4/5. Because remember that we'll be dividing up this. Right? So A would be the most suitable answer. That's easy. That's an easy one, guys. 28 says that M and N are whole numbers, and M times N is divisible by 2. Which statement about M is true when N is odd? So, M and N are whole numbers. That's a fact. Right? Whole numbers. And when M times N is divisible by 2. So that means it must, whatever the product is of M and N, it must be divided by 2, leaving no remainders. So which of the statements about M is true? Now, definitely by looking at it, this is out of it, this is out of it. All right? So it must be between M is even or M is odd. So let's check it. So they are both whole numbers. So let's check if M is odd. So let's say 5, let's pick 5. Let's pick 7 and let's work it out. Because 5 is an odd number. Right? Both of these are whole numbers, but M must be odd. So 5 times 7, that will give you 35. Can 35 be divided by 2? No, because it will leave one remainder. Right? Then we can try 7 as times 9, and that would be 63. Can 63 be divided by 2? It will leave a remainder. So let's try when M must be even. Let's try 2 times same 7. You see that's 14. And 14 divided by 2 can be divided. That is 7. No remainder. All right? Let's try another one. 4, which is an even number, times 5. Because remember, N has to be an odd number. Because it says when N is odd. That is why, if you're wondering why these numbers are odd, is because N has to be odd. All right? So N is always odd in this scenario. So, and we're trying if M is even. So when M is even, we're going to use 4 times 5, and 4 times 5 is 20, and 20 can be divided by 2. So the answer here would be A. M must be even. And we'll see how we got that. All right? And just for the guys, I'll just go back over it again. N has to be odd. So they are saying M and N are whole numbers. When M times N is divisible by 2. So M times N is divisible by 2. That means the answer must be divided by 2 without a remainder. So which of the statement about M is true and N is odd? So N is always an odd number. That's why I pick an odd number. Right? So we say that M must be odd. I will try M odd. So we say 5 and 7. I will get 35. And 35 can't be divided by 2. So we make M even. I will say 2 times 7 equals 14. And 14 divided by 2 gives you 7. While this will give you some remainder 1. All right? Says it can't be divided by 2 without leaving a remainder. All right? 29. Two students, Leah and Carl, each had a piece of card. Each of them used all their card to form the shape shown below. So this is Leah's shape, this is Carl's shape. Which is true about the length of Leah's card and Carl's card. So we're gonna work it out. Of course, we know that Leah's shape, this shape is a rectangle and it's 4 centimeter. So if it is 4 centimeter for it, so we're gonna all the sides have to be equal. So it's 4 centimeter, 4 centimeter. And we put that together, we'll get 16. Right? And then there's a rectangle, we know that the sides have to be the same. So the long side is 8 and the short side is 2. So we know that would be 20. So that means Carl will have the longer card than Leah. All right? Nice. Moving on. Mary wants to determine the number of sweets in a jar. And Sam gave her some clues. So Sam clues. The number of sweets in the jar is less than 60. So we know it is less than 60. And everything here is less than 60. No, so this is out. This is less than 60, so D automatically is out. Greater than 30. So that means A is out. And it's a multiple of 3. All right? We're going to look at which one of these numbers is divisible by 3. That says multiple of 3, all right? So we're going to say 57 divided by 3. So we say 3 into 5 goes 1, 2 remainder. And 3 into 27 goes 9, 19. Goes into it nicely. Let's try the other one. 3 into 59. 3 into 5 goes 1, left 2. And this will leave 9 and 2 remainders. So that means the answer would be B. Because it says a multiple of 3, and these are 2 possible answers. So remember, guys, use the process of elimination. So the answer will be 57. Next one says, Walmart sells pencils for $20.25 each. Approximately how much would 500, would 1,500 pencil cost? All right. So is it less than 15,000, more than 15,000, but less than 30,000, more than 30,000, less than 45,000, or more than 45,000? Now, there are many ways of doing this. All right. So we know that we are going to find out um to find out how much pencil cost you're going to multiply. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the 20 and leave the cents. So we're going to take the dollar and leave the cents. All right, so we're going to forget the 25 for now. So we're going to say 20 times 1,500. That's an easy way to do it, guys. Very, very easy way to do it. When you're working with zeros, you take the zeros aside, so you know it's 20. So it is 20, and this is an easy way to do it. So we say 20. All right. If you want to do it the easy way, you take the zeros, all the zeros, and you put them here. So it's three zeros. And then you just say 15. 2 times 15 is 30. And you get your answer. 30,000. All right. 30,000. So automatically, you know that is less than 15. That's out. More than 15, less than 30. That is out as well. Because it has to be more than 30 because we have to bring back the 25 cents. Now, how do you work that now? We would say there are two ways of working it. We can find out 25, we can turn that into a fraction, right? So we can say 0 point, because it's a cent, so it will be a decimal. If we want to turn a decimal into a fraction, we could say that 25 is 1/4 because there are 425 that makes up 100, right? So that 425 make 100. So let's look at it. 25 and 25 give you 50, right? And then add 25 give you 75, and then add 25 give you 100. So this would be, so 125 would be a quarter. Sorry, a quarter. So we could say a quarter. So we say a quarter times 1,500. You know, we're going to divide that. So we're going to say 1,500 divided by 4. And we're going to say that is 3. So 4 into 15 leave 3 and 3 remainder. 4 into 30, that will give us 7. Not 7. Yeah. 7 and 2 remainder. And 4 into 20 give us 5. So that is 375. And then we're going to plus the 375 to the 30,000, which would give us 3,375. All right. That will make the answer C because it's 30,375. So it will make it more than 30,000, but less than 45,000. All right. There's another way you can do it too. You can times 25, right, by 15, and that will give you 375. But from you see this, guys, 25 cents could never equal more than 45,000, right? So the answer would be that. But there's just a trick to learn, guys. When it's 25, it's normally with a 4, right? Because 425 makes 100, right? So if it's 225, it will be that 325, you get the drift. If it's 20, right, we're going, because it's 520, we're going to go by fifth. So if it's 120, it will be 1/5. All right, to turn it into a fraction. Okay, 32 states. The diagram below shows a certain number of marbles in a bag. Half of them are red. The number of blue marbles is the same as the number of green marbles. So, which of the following could not be the number of marbles in the bag? So, half of them are red. And once it's half, we know that half would be this. But then we're going to say that we're looking at the unknown. So we're going to make the number in the box. Let's say x. Say it will be half. Say it will be 2. Right? And then it says the number of blue marbles is the same as the number of green marbles. So that means it's another half here, which will make it 4. Because remember that it's another half here. So it's 2 here. And the half up here, so it will be 2, will be 4. So we are therefore now looking at which number is now divisible by 4. Because remember now, this is half up here, right? And this is another half up here. And if you put two halves together, it will be 4. Denominator, it will be, for plussing them, it will be, right? So it will be 4. Cool? So then we're looking at the number now that is divisible by 4. That is not divisible by 4. So then now we'll have to say 4 into 96. We see 4 into 9 goes 2, 1 remainder. 4 into 16 goes 4. So this is divisible by 4. Let's do 78. 78. And this is a can we about this. 78. So that is 4. 4 into 7 goes 1 time. And 3. I would say 4 into 38. 4 into 38 goes 9 times with remainders. I think that's 2 remainder. Yeah. That's 2 remainder because 4 nines is 36. So right there, guys, you see that there is a remainder 2. So the answer therefore will be 78. We can check the others. We can see 4 into 5 goes 1. 4 into 5 goes 1. Right, and carry the remainder. 4 into 12 goes 3. So we see it goes, and we know 4 into 28 can be 4 into 28 goes how much? We know that can work. That's 4 divided by 28 is 7. All right, so the answer will be 78. All right, so that's how you get it, guys. But that's one of the ways you can get it. All right, moving on to 33. A bookstore sells pencil for $30 each, notebook for $80 each, and pens for $50 each. Which combination of items can be purchased with $300? Now, of course, you're going to work out this. So you're going to say 5 pencils. How much are pencils? Pencils is 30 each. So 5 pencil would be 150. Because 5, 30, 150. And then notebook will be 80. And 2 pens will be 100. So right there, you can see that past $300 already. Because this will be 250 already. And then you add 250, that's past 300. Okay? That will be about 230. So this will be $330. So that's past $300. One pencil. One pencil is for 30. Two notebook is for 160. So we're gone 190 already. And then 4 pens is for 200. So can't work. Then we say 2 pens is for 60. Because remember, guys, we're gonna um add these are double them based on the item. Then we say two notebook. One is for 80, so two is for 160 again. 3 pens, so 350 would be 150. So again, guys, you don't have to even add this, you know that this is out. So from all of these is out, we know that the answer is D. Well, let's just check. 3 pens is for 90. One notebook is for 80. 2 pens is for 100. And right there, it would be $270. And you will be getting back some change from your 300. You can buy some sweetie. All right. Next one says students are asked to select one fruit for breakfast and one fruit for lunch. The table below shows the number of students who selected each fruit. Use this information to answer the items 34 to 37. Which fruit was selected the most for lunch? And we're gonna look here for lunch. And we see lunch is right here. Let me change the color. Lunch. Most of lunch, you can see 200 banana. All right. So banana for lunch. 35 says how many students were in the survey? And remember that students were select fruit for breakfast, one fruit for breakfast, one fruit for lunch. So we have total breakfast number and we have lunch total. But remember that the same students who pick breakfast was the same student who pick lunch. So I will have to do is total all of this. Right? So 150 and 200 would be 350. Right? And then 350 plus 60 would be 410, and 410 and 90 would be 500. If you check this side for breakfast, we're going to see that 80 plus 125 plus 135 plus 160 is the same 500. Now, some of you guys will be tempted to add this 500 to this 500 and get 1,000. That would have been incorrect because the same student that picked breakfast, the same student that picked lunch. So the answer would be C for 500. 36 says how many students selected bananas for both breakfast and lunch. We're going to look at bananas. A banana for lunch is 60 because it goes here. And banana goes across is 60. So banana is 60. So banana, selected banana for both breakfast and lunch. Can see it cross there, the table is crossed. So this side is for breakfast. Rows is for breakfast. Columns is for lunch. And we can see where they both in one section there. So it's 60. Next one says, how many students who selected a plum for breakfast also selected mango for lunch? So let's look at the plum. Plum for breakfast is 30. And the students select mango for lunch. So mango is right next to it in the plumb line. And it would be 10 students that select mango selected plum. So 10 students that so out of the 10 students selected mango that also selected plum. All right. 38. What two shapes can be joined without overlap to form this kite? And overlap mean that don't overlap mean it fits perfectly with nothing going over it. Right? And there's no remainder, it just fits perfectly. And based on this, we can look at our eyesight here. We can see that this is a triangle. This is a triangle here, that's there. So this can fit perfectly here, while this can fit perfectly here. And we can see that none of the others match. So A would be the answer for this. Then it says which two shapes in the rectangle below can be combined to form a 5-point star. And the best two shape here would be, of course, two will have to be in it. And the best one can be 2 and 1. That's out of it. If it doesn't have two, it's automatically out of it. 2 and 3 just wouldn't fit to make a star. It would be the pentagon and the triangle that works. So it would be D. D would be answered there. And finally, guys, at our final mathematical pet mentality question. And it is for item 40, a question is followed by two statements. Determine if a statement provides enough information to answer the question. So Dennis takes the bus to school. What time will he get there? Statement 1 says the bus travels at 80 kilometers per hour. Statement 2 says the bus left the bus park at 9 a.m. Is that enough information? So statement 1 alone is enough to answer the question? No, because knowing that the bus left 80 kilometers per hour would not be sufficient. They would need to know the distance, right? The distance, how much distance it traveled. Then, so without the distance, these two statements alone is not enough. It will need the distance there. Statement 1 is not enough, knowing what time the bus leave and how it's traveling. Knowing the distance, you have to know the distance. All right, so I would say that both statements together are not enough to answer this question. because you need to have the distance, the number there to work it. All right, guys. I hope you guys have learned a lot. Remember, if you want to be a part of our exciting classes, please WhatsApp to join. Share the video with somebody who you know or somebody parent who you know is having PEP preparation. See you guys on the next video. Bless.